It's a Michigan product through and through, the Darton bow. Darton Archery of Hale, Michigan has been satisfying the cutting-edge needs of today's archer for over 6 decades. And what makes a Darton bow so special?
Darton bows are assembled by guys that hunt every day. We are a hunting bow company. And these guys put a lot of their own special talents involved in it. They, these limbs and risers and everything are built, right with the guys in the back. They're hand sanded, hand to bird. So there's a lot of, personal workmanship, I guess, goes into these bows.
So you're talking about a truly made in the USA product there.
Truly made right here in Hale, Michigan.
Right.
Yeah.
Made in Michigan, that's even better.
Right.
Yeah. So you started out way back there in the early part of the last century, we can say now. And it started out with what, longbows?
Yeah, they built a lot of the long bows and recurve bows, and then obviously graduated into the compounds, and now we're up into the high performance. We've kind of always been noted for the high performance end of the bow lines.
When you talk about high performance, what are we talking about?
Everybody wants to know how fast they go. It's how fast, what's the speed. So like in the mid 80s, Rex had built bows that were shooting, speeds of 300 feet or better, which were never heard of. Okay, so we've won all the speed tests, we've done all the stuff. And now it's more of the shootability combined with the speed. There's no shock, no vibrations. How fast does it run? We like to think that we're at the top of that game. Yeah, and our bows, we've got bows today that are shooting 350 feet per second. Okay, that would just absolutely just sit right in your hand.
Really?
So there's not that jump, there's not that shock, there's not a lot of vibration to them. And you'll see that we don't put a lot of suppression systems on our bows. We don't use, we use an upper and lower string suppressant here, a limb saver, and that's it. So we don't have, different types of suppression systems all over the bow. We use very little, and you'll see why. Once you notice how they're made and how precision they're put together, we use less than most people.
And they're pretty light too.
They are. Actually, these bows today is kind of amazing. This is one of our brand new bows coming in for 2013, and the bow itself weighs about 4 pounds. So compared to what they used to weigh, they're very, very lightweight.
And they look like they last almost forever. Is that true?
What we hear a lot of, and back when Rex was building a lot of the bows in the beginning, there was an SL50. And we can tell you that we have more and more people every single day tell us the first bow they ever shot was a Darton SL50. Really? So, and today, even on some of the crossbow seminars and bow seminars that we're doing, we're still finding people that come up to us and say, we still shoot the Darton SL50. That bow's 30 years old. Wow. And the bows really hold up. They're built very, very high quality. These new bows that we've got now, in 2012 and 2013, carry our dual sync cam systems. It's a cam system that we've got out there that is remarkable. The performance on it is bar none the best in the industry. And we carry a very high-end crossbow line as well. So along with the bows, we got the crossbows, and here in the state of Michigan now with the crossbows, any age, anybody can shoot them. So it's really opened up a whole new market. The big features of our bows, and it's always been a huge feature of our bows, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a mod right here, and this is a draw length module that is held onto the cam, so you can adjust your draw length by just dropping in a different module. So this bow here goes from 25 to 30 inches of draw, and all you have to do is take this off, put another one on, and you can have your draw modules and your draw lengths changed. So that's a huge feature and a huge selling feature for our bows for the dealers as well as the consumers. So if you ever want to sell your bow, or if you're at a dealer, it's very easy for us to change. You don't have to do the strings and cables and everything. Let's take a little walk through the factory, and we'll kind of show you how they're done. We're going to go back through. We're in the factory here as you just come into the Darton facility. We're going to start all the way to the rear. So we're going to go all the way to the back, okay, which is kind of deceiving when you look at it when you drive in, but there's many buildings that go all the way to the rear. That's where our CNC shop starts, and that's really where all these bows are started from, right back there in the back. We're back in the CNC shop here at Darton, and what we're doing back here is this is where everything kind of starts. We start our risers back here. We do all of our flat cutting back here, get the stocks going. We got some CNC stuff going over here on the risers that are coming in on the table here. We're actually taking these parts, once they're made and they're done, we actually sit right here and we hand deburr all these parts. So they're actually taking a tool like this and actually going around all the edges to make sure that every part is perfect. So once they're done and they're deburred and they're inspected, then we take them up and we put them in the vibratory. So this is a real crucial part of our system to make sure the quality control and everything is absolutely perfect. These all come in pieces like this, then everything is cut, okay, exactly to fit. So again, when you talk about how fast can you make one bow, we hand cut everything. we hand, the machines are machined out, we hand deburr, and then we vibe and bring the stuff up. So this is our vibratory. Obviously it's a little noisy in here, but all of these parts here are all set up where they go through the vibe. You see them come different medias. Find there's another part that comes up here in a second. What that does, after they're hand deburred, we put them into vibratory so they keep running, and it just makes them real soft. Takes any spots off. Here's another part coming through right here. This is the front stirrup. You can feel how nice that is. So there's no rough edges. It's all been deburred. It's all nice. This is the front riser. This is the end piece of what we just looked at back there, the big flat stock. So this is the front riser to a crossbow. It's already been machined out. It's been deburred. It's been vibed, and now it's been camouflaged and ready for production. This is kind of the same situation. We've got this is a stock for a crossbow after it's all been ready to go. It's been machined. It's been gone through, sanded, and now it's been prepped, camouflaged, and these bows here are ready to be made into crossbows. Every single crossbow here in this department is shot. So once it's assembled and done, we actually take a couple shots with them. And again, every part of this thing is put together by hand, so everybody's got the quality control. Everything is right down pat. Fully operational and ready to go to the field. To make these limbs absolutely perfect, we take a lot of time and a lot of pride in making sure those limbs are absolutely the best they can be. And your deflection number is the best it can be, so you get the exact right poundage. So that process is done not only at this stage, but it's done at that stage, at that stage, at that stage. They come up here at this point, the limbs are paddled here and checked once they're done, and then they come over here, and they actually will stand right here. If the limbs have any spot in them at all, or they get mic'd and checked, they'll actually sand that limb exactly where it has to be, just to make sure that, again, the quality is 100%. We're back in the paint room now. This is where we start to do all of our decorating, all of our pre-painting, all of the stuff getting it set up. We have electrostatic paint system, and we can run thousands of parts at one time. This is parts that we're getting put here now that have come back. We're going to start getting them prepped for the first stage. Once they get coated the first time and they get they go through, then we're going to turn around and take them over to get them decorated over in the camouflage area, and then they come back to here again to be coated one more time. So they got a finish coat on them, a protective coat. But you can see where it's come from, from the big square black piece to sand it down to this kind of quality, and that that limb is just, it's absolutely perfect. You're in the final assembly area here now. What we're doing is, and this is actually the bow that I showed you into the conference room, and Ron's going to assemble one here for us quick, and through the pre-staging of where we've gone to where we're at now, this kind of sets everything all up. Just make sure the limbs are all in the right position, gets all the spacers in. That's the cam assembly we talked about just a minute ago. He's putting on the cam now. And again, I can't stress that every one of these bows are assembled here and worked on by many people, and checked and rechecked, and the quality control. If you look at this limb pocket here that this bow's been assembled on, this is the pre-assembled bow that we talked about just a minute ago. It's got the pivots in it, it's got the limb bolt on it now, it's got the grips on it now, it's got the cable rod in it, suppression systems are mounted and ready to go. Then it comes up here to the final assembly, and that's what he's doing now, is assembling the limbs to fit into this bow, and then he'll string it. We'll put it on a stump and test it, and we'll do a final inspection on it, and it's good for the field. So this is the final copy. This is how it is. You've seen where the riser started from. Everything had been gone through in the machine shop. From the machine shop out to the limbs, into the paint shop, being decorated, back, the final assembly out here. So some happy hunter. Yeah, Darton bows made by hunters for hunters. So you'll see they take a lot of pride in what we do here, and obviously you can look at the workmanship on this bow. It is absolutely perfect.
Thanks a lot, Ted, for being part of Michigan Magazine.
Thanks for coming up, guys.